I felt watching Buffalo on film, outside of the Xavier game where they just got off to a terrible start, and Xavier made shots early and opened it up early, and they were in big-time foul trouble. I've been really impressed with their team. I think Coach Oates is doing a terrific job, managing his roster until he gets a couple guys back. Hamilton is a hard guard when he's got the ball in his hands that much. And, we tried to get it out of his hands, and I thought early he was eager to get rid of it. And then the second part of the first half, he went into attack mode and really picked us apart. And at the same time, I thought our offense, we spent a good portion of that first half on defense, probably 70% of the time on defense because we were taking quick shots, first side shots, some of which were open. But as I told the team, when you're struggling a little bit, offensively, you got to rely on movement. You got to trust your teammates. We did that much better the second half. Obviously, we rebounded better the second half. We defended better the second half, and obviously the results the second half were much better.
Questions first for the student.
Both guys, it looked like maybe in the first half you were trying to maybe force tempo into your favor versus taking advantage of it in the second half. I guess what was the difference at halftime, the adjustment you guys made to get get it going in the open floor, but make it fluid and not necessarily force it?
Just to keep playing Creighton basketball. We've been shooting pretty well the first 6 games, and Coach Mack told us that in the locker room just now is that when you're rolling, you can kind of shoot shots on the first pass and you might make them because you're hot. But when you're not, then you got to keep playing as a team. And if our threes aren't going in, it's kind of known that we kind of get down on ourselves, and we're trying to work our way out of that to keep playing hard and keep sticking together as a family. And we told ourselves in the locker room, just get back to Creighton basketball as a team, move it, push it in transition, and we'll get what we want.
I just think the key for us is we have to get multiple stops on defense so we can push the ball in transition and work the ball around and keep the defense off balance. So we've been having some rough starts and pushing the ball up, not getting stops early, so that's what was hurting us in the first half. But in the second half, we just locked in and played better defense and got out and started running more, get the easy baskets, then our threes started to come.
What do you think? It's just a 3-game stretch, but you've had much better second halves. Is this last week or so than first half? Is there anything that you can point your finger as to why that is?
No, I just think it's I think it's on me as a leader. I think it's on, Marcus and, Justin is taking a leadership role too on his team as a freshman because he kind of mans the bigs right now, especially with Zach out. But I think it's on us 3 to, make sure that our warm-ups are sharp, our stretches are sharp, all of our drills that we do before the game, and our preparation is ready. Because in the second half, we're kind of getting on each other in the locker room and kind of picking each other up. But in the first half, we're kind of just comfortable, and, we can't be that way. We got to come out knowing that target's on our back and, just do the things we do for us. If we do what we do, handle our responsibilities, do our jobs, which we don't do in the first half of the last couple of games, then we'll find some success.
Marcus, this is the second or third game where you've kind of gone on a run by yourself when your team, you kind of feel that maybe the offense is kind of slowing down and maybe you need to do something to get things going?
No, I really don't notice it that much. That's just always been part of my game. I'll run off and score a bunch of buckets really quick. That's just how I've always been.
The first time you guys ran inbounds play for you, or that you run it before it's not there?
That was Maurice, really the play is for a shot, but he told me to go up for the lob, so I just do whatever my point guard says.
We need to remember that, Maurice, that he does whatever the point guard says.
I just heard Coach Mack yelling, "Got him," from the sideline, so I threw it up.
A couple more for the student athletes if there is anything.
Yeah, Mo, just defensively, because you guys got some turnovers in the first half, but they shot it really well. Because Marcus mentioned just defensively, you felt like you guys locked it in a little bit better in the second. What changed defensively in the second?
I really just think it's just our communication and our fire and our want it. I've been, me personally, I've been trying to be more defensive efficient this year and, kind of leading by example on that end of the floor. My teammates, talking, trying to help them out, cover each other up. But I just was telling each other, when we struggle on defense, it's everybody needs to help each other. And, if you're struggling, come talk to a teammate that can hype you up. Lean on each other. lean on the stuff we do in practice. But other than that, it's just about our fire and, you know, who wanted more.
I know that the young guys on this team still, and they're obviously following, you know, a veteran group, but how much does this team feed off of, you know, the energy and the play of Kyrie and Justin when they get going, when they get in rhythm?
I mean, it's huge because they're both from here, so they got that home crowd advantage too, on top of the fact that we already have great fans. So, you know, when they score, you know, they get going, and, you know, we've seen some emotion out of Taz tonight, which we usually don't see anything on his face. You know, Justin's really coming along into his own. And then you got Kobe, Jordan, Davion. You know, every time we score, they're doing a celebration on the sideline. So, you know, it's really hyping us up. And I really don't think them guys, you know, get enough credit of what they do on the sideline, even though they've got noticed. You know, I've tried to tell them that their being excited keeps us up and it keeps us going because they're not playing, but they're good enough to do it right now. So when we don't see them playing and they're hype and they're excited, it just keeps us going through our tough times.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Yep.
Get some rest. Good job. Nice job, Bob.
Questions for Commissioner? Greg, what's your take on the first half starts and then kind of turning it up?
You know, our start wasn't bad. We were up 15-6, and, you know, they only scored on 3 of their first 13 possessions. So I liked what we were doing defensively. We forced a lot of turnovers. But, you know, I thought we took some quick shots. I thought we missed a few at the rim. And then, like I said, we ended up spending a good portion of the half on defense because we were taking a quick shot. They were grinding a little bit. And I really thought Hamilton did a good job of adjusting rather than just allowing us to trap him and get the ball out of his hands. He attacked us. He split a couple ball screens, got into the teeth of our defense. You know, we fouled 2 3-point shooters. That was 6 points. And, you know, those are inexcusable mistakes that you just can't foul a jump shooter like that. So, but I liked the way we responded. I thought we came out of the locker room with some energy, some fire. Our box outs were more physical. And the reality of it is our pace isn't going to have that much of an impact in the first half, but over the course of a game, they're going to get tired, and now we're going to get some easy ones in transition. They're not quite as aggressive going to the glass because they're tired, or they're a little apprehensive to go to the offensive glass because they know what's coming when we get that rebound.
I guess it's probably easy to overreact to it because the crowd obviously reacts more to what they do. But, I mean, how much does this team, I want to ask Maurice, how much do they feed off of what Justin and Kyrie do as far as bringing the energy, the hustle plays?
Well, there was some great. I mean, a great example is the out of bounds play where we threw it over. I don't know if there's a miscommunication on the play. I mean, I thought everybody knew what we were doing, but we just threw it into the backcourt, and Justin, you know, takes off, sprint, and dives on the floor just to save a possession. And, you know, Kyrie made the extra effort on the offensive glass, and he had 4 steals, but he had twice as many deflections. You know, and his hands were active. But those two, you know, they just do their job. And obviously they've gotten better at doing their job. Kyrie from last year to this year, Justin is, you know, I said it from the beginning, he's growing in front of our eyes. And he's a special player that's got a long basketball career ahead of him. And, you know, he let it come to him tonight. Even though he made some plays, you know, the first time he had an open 3, he turned it down, shot fake, shot the 15-footer. The next time he shot the 3. First and second, third game of the season, he pulled that 3. So he's maturing. He's understanding what he can do and how he should do it. And he was big for us tonight.
Anything else for Coach?
Wasn't as defensively. What do you think led to all the turnovers early?
Well, part of it was they're playing essentially without a point guard, you know, and they went with I believe his name's Jordan, Devontae Jordan, the number 3, as the half wore on. Just, you know, Hamilton's doing as good a job as he can, but we double teamed him, tried to take the ball out of his hands, and now all of a sudden we're forcing some turnovers. And our activity with our hands was really good. So, you know, they've been a team that's gotten in some fouls with some moving screens and some offensive fouls, so we talked about that in practice, and obviously we took a couple charges, which was great to see. So, you know, our guys, you I didn't feel like we played great defensively, but I believe there were 77 or 78 possessions, and they scored 72 points. So anytime you're holding a team below 1 point per possession, your defense is doing its job.
Probably don't want to make too much of the first half, second half thing, but anything magical at halftime?
Well, again, our pace is going to have more of an impact in the second half than it does the first half. I mean, with substitutions and TV timeouts, anybody can go 20 minutes. But it's 40 minutes of we're coming at you every single time. And now all of a sudden you're just not as crisp as what you do because you have to run. You're playing an 80 possession game instead of maybe you're used to a 65 possession game. And now that 3-point shot in the second half's on the front of the rim instead of going in. Your free throws aren't as good. So, our pace matters all the time, but it's not going to have an impact usually until the second half. And our guys need to understand that. And we've had some good second halves and come out of the locker room good, which has been good to see.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.